I've watched humanity for a long time now. And all I've seen them do is endlessly repeat the same mistakes. It's like they choose to be helpless. They either run away or they roll over.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my favorite anime of all time. It has incredible characters, a captivating story, and various themes and philosophical concepts underpinning the entirety of the series. The world that it creates feels real and lived in, established around clear rules and a rich, tragic history. While the anime follows a variety of characters and narrative threads, its story focuses on the Elric brothers, Edward and Alphonse. The two of them are on a quest to find the mythical Philosopher's Stone and restore the bodies they accidentally destroyed when they tried to revive their mother. For all intents and purposes, Edward and Al are the protagonists of our story, acting heroically in order to achieve their goals, help others, and vanquish evil. Or at least they should be. What if I told you that, regardless of the title of the anime and the focus of the story, the real heroes are not the Elric brothers? What if I told you that it is their father, Hohenheim, who is the real protagonist and hero of Amestris?
It can't be.
As ridiculous as that statement may seem, there are some good reasons for it. Let's take a look at two of the characteristics that make a hero and show how Hohenheim embodies them best out of all the characters in the series.
Let's go.
Full Metal Alchemist.
In Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the villain of the series is the character known as Father. Representing religion as well as the Elric's strained relationship with their own paternal figure, this character is at the core of our conflict and conspiracy. Despite being the creator of the homunculi and the one that planned on using Amestris as a transmutation circle in order to become God, this antagonistic force very rarely interacted with our protagonist directly. Instead, it was his plans and his creations that formed obstacles and sources of conflict for the Elric brothers to overcome. On the other hand, Hohenheim has a very strong connection to the series' villain, the two of them being deeply connected. You see, a long time ago, in a country known as Xerxes, before Father was Father, he was just the dwarf in the flask. And before Hohenheim was Hohenheim, he was just slave number 23. Imprisoned against his will and forced to work for a king who thought he owned him, the dwarf saw himself in slave number 23, befriending him and teaching him enough alchemy and science to free himself from the shackles of slavery.
I'm grateful to you.
Oh? For what?
I live as well as I do now because of the knowledge you gave me. And I've also earned the Master's respect. Thanks to you, maybe someday, I'll even be able to get married and have a family.
The dwarf then tricked the king, who sought immortality, by creating a transmutation circle that consumed everyone in Xerxes and created two immortal bodies, one for him and one for Hohenheim. The two living Philosopher's Stones then parted ways, with Father planning on using the whole of Amestris to become God, while Hohenheim traveled the world and learned as much as he could, connecting with the thousands of souls now imprisoned within him. It was this bond and history between the two characters that made Father's defeat possible. Cursed with immortality and plagued by the thousands of souls within him, Van Hohenheim had the time to formulate a plan to defeat the first homunculus. Had it not been for Hohenheim using the shadow of the eclipse as well as his own Philosopher's Stones in order to counteract Father's nationwide transmutation circle, thousands upon thousands of souls would have been lost forever. As we can tell, had it not been for Hohenheim and his connection to the dwarf in the flask, Amestris and our protagonists would have been destroyed. Yet, Hohenheim's connection to the main antagonist is not the only reason he's the savior of Amestris. Let's take a look at all the things that our protagonist has sacrificed.
Full Metal Alchemist.
From this point on, I'll be running the show! Help us out or we all die!
What the hell are those? Everybody just don't know!
Bullets have no effect on them. Go for their upper jaws. If we can get rid of those, at least we won't be eaten.
Do you want to be included in segments such as this one? Do you want to have special roles on our Discord server, or maybe you just want to support the channel? Check out our Patreon. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can help support the content we create.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
When we think of protagonists, we think of strong, righteous characters that will stop at nothing to defeat evil. However, these characters are also often met with difficult choices, asking them to make sacrifices in order to achieve their goals or do the right thing. No character in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has sacrificed more than Hohenheim. In an anime where sacrifice is a central component, with characters sacrificing their values, ability to walk, and even lives in order to achieve their goals, Hohenheim far surpasses any other character. As slave number 23 became Van Hohenheim, all hope for an ordinary life vanished. Cursed with immortality, Hohenheim gave up hope for a long time before meeting Trisha Elric and starting a family with her. Still, he saw himself as a monster, afraid that he would infect his children if he touched them, yet aware that they would grow old and die while he would live on forever.
Say cheese, everyone.
He's taking it. Smile, dear.
Sacrificing the time he could have spent with Trisha and his sons, Hohenheim went on a quest, hoping to find a way for him to grow old and die. While on this quest, he found out about Father's plan to use Amestris as a transmutation circle and sacrificed his hope at leading a normal life in order to stop the dwarf from consuming the souls of everyone he loved. In Hohenheim's absence, Trisha died, his children committed alchemical taboo, and then went on a very dangerous path in order to restore their bodies. Hohenheim wasn't there for any of it. He wasn't there to heal Trisha or support his sons when they needed him most. He had sacrificed the bond of family as well as his chance at saving his loved ones in order to save many others and vanquish evil. Yet, in the end, Hohenheim began repairing his relationship with his children, explaining the situation to them while also saving them from Father. However, the spark of hope did not last long. Just as Hohenheim began repairing his relationship with his sons, being called father by Edward for the first time in a long time, he passed away. Having used too much power in order to protect everyone from Father, Hohenheim made the ultimate sacrifice. In the end, Van Hohenheim couldn't keep the promise he had made Trisha, unable to grow old with Edward and Al.
I've had a fulfilling life. Thanks to you. It's been enough. Thank you, Trisha. But now, believe it or not, I actually want to keep on living. I guess I'm pretty hopeless, aren't I, Trisha?
Full Metal Alchemist.
It is undeniable that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is an incredibly complex show with plenty of characters that could be seen as the heroes of their own stories. And while Edward and Al are certainly the main characters and heroes in their own right, Amestris would not have survived if not for Hohenheim's history and sacrifice. Slave number 23 is truly the hero of Amestris. Now I have a question for you. Do you agree? Do you think that by sacrificing as much as he did and by being connected to the villain, Van Hohenheim is the protagonist of the story and the real savior of Amestris? Or do you think that his minor presence in the story makes it impossible for him to be the real hero or the protagonist of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching. Keep writing. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. If you are interested in supporting the channel in any other way, we also have a Patreon. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can support the content we create and even be included in our videos. It's pretty cool, so give it a look.